It is somewhat safe to say that, without transportation, we wouldn't have gotten anywhere. The discovery of fire, speech, writing, and all the other man-made inventions, have definitely brought us a long way. But without the ability to transport these inventions to other parts of the world, many of them would have simply faded back into obscurity. And many of them have, by the way. Nevertheless, transportation freed us up to become the dominant species on the planet, moving from one place to the other with relative ease, colonizing new places and meeting new cultures, sometimes with bad consequences. We went from simply walking, to riding horses, to inventing the wheel, to crossing vast oceans, to flying over them entirely, and finally, to going into outer space. But even with how much transportation has evolved over the centuries, especially during the past several decades, innovation is only picking up steam. Who knows how people will be moving around in 20 years? Well, this video might offer you a glimpse of what is to come. Five. Gliding taxis. Up until the invention of flying, water was the fastest means of transportation. But even to this day, traveling by water is still the cheapest. In any case, by combining the benefits of both air and sea travel, two men, Alain Thébault and Anders Bringdahl, have designed a water taxi that seems to be gliding right above the water surface. Known as sea bubbles, these transportation vehicles are perfect for overly congested cities that also have a major river, or another body of water, passing through. Not only are they able to take you to, or close to your destination in a fraction of the time, but they will do it in a completely clean way. 4. Flying cars. The flying car is not so far behind to become reality. Now, even though the project is still under development and has some way to go before it will become available to the general public, Uber and NASA have come together in order to make flying cars a reality. Known as Uber Elevate, this project involves the development of a vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, which will most likely have a fixed-wing design. Mobile propellers at each end of the wings will be able to rotate up and down, thus allowing the aircraft to land and take off on the spot, without the need of a runway. 3. Self-balancing wheelchairs. An obvious sign of a developed society is how well it treats its weakest members. When we look at disabled people, for instance, that progress presents itself in the form of integrated infrastructure such as ramps, special platforms, toilets, and so on. This is what 4 university students have managed to achieve by independently funding, designing, and creating the Scuwo wheelchair. By making use of state-of-the-art technology, this wheelchair uses 2 large wheels to drive on flat terrain, while 2 sturdy rubber tracks allow it to climb and descend stairs with ease. Thanks to its wide base, the wheelchair is also able to go up and down spiral staircases. Its design is also compact enough so as to maneuver easily indoors and fit through standard doors. It can also rotate on the spot, drive on slippery terrain such as snow or loose gravel, and can raise itself so as to bring the user at eye level, as well as to reach overhead objects. 2. Windowless planes. At first glance, windowless planes do not sound like a particularly good idea. But after seeing this new design, some may just change their minds. Conceptualized by Technicon Design, an international agency, this proposed idea was designed to make use of already existing technology, or one that will be available in the very near future. Instead of the standard plane windows, these private jets will have no windows whatsoever. Instead, they will make use of high-resolution, low-voltage screens located on the sides and ceiling of the plane. Cameras mounted on the outside will capture the surrounding views and will display them in real time in the inside of the plane. 1. Hyperloop transportation systems. This transportation concept, conceived by Elon Musk, founder of Tesla Motors and SpaceX, is currently being designed and developed. Hyperloops are essentially transportation tubes that run pods of passengers or freight through a pressurized track at high speeds. Hyperloops run at an average of 600 miles per hour. Their top speed is 760 miles per hour. There are several companies currently working to advance the technology. One company hopes to launch its first passenger service in 2021.